Hello, this is Tim Cozen with Corinthian Equity, and we're back up here in Banning, California. I'm going to do a second kind of intermediate walkthrough video of this house. Now, last time we saw this house, it was pretty much completely torn up on the inside. We were roughing in the plumbing and the electric. So now we've closed up the walls, and we're hopefully going to be painting later this afternoon. Let's take a walk around the outside first and see what we have going here. Now we have our trenches dug here for the plumbing. We're teeing off of the main line that comes up over next to the house, going across this driveway area, and then doing that. Now over here on the left, on the bottom, you can see we have these little, these red landscaping logs. We're going to be putting planter boxes around the outside with those here. Have our windows off. We have, let's see, you can see on the house, we actually have our first coat of paint on the eaves. Kind of went with a dark green color. I think it turned out really well. And then it was, I wanted to put some filler in there to just smooth it off a little bit. So we're going to be putting the second coat of that on, hopefully today, maybe tomorrow. Up here above the door, we put on the new door, and actually the old header was too big, so we had to take that out and kind of did some damage in the process. So we're getting some plaster guys out here to take a look at that today or tomorrow. There's a plaster patch over there too, of course. And then over here on the right side again, we have our new carport roof. It's all painted up with the first coat of paint. Get under here so you can kind of get a feel for the color. There you go. We'll get our second coat on. That should fill in any of the blotchiness, and then we'll cut in around the house. You can see up here, turned out pretty well. Now let's come in on the inside and see what we're dealing with in here. Again, here's our new front door. And on the inside, you can see we have all our new plaster and drywall up. This was all open before. Our beam was exposed here. Of course, our bar area is patched up. Corners are looking nice. Pan around the living room. We're getting ready to spray our texture in here just actually pretty soon, probably the next half hour or something like that. So that's why we have everything all covered up. And then of course we have our paper down, ready to paint hopefully this afternoon. See how the schedule goes, see if we get it all done, but hopefully. You know what, let's walk through the bedrooms, because in our first bedroom over here on the right, we have the first, we have our texture on all the walls. See if you can take a look at that. Doing kind of a knockdown pattern on the texture in here. Just got this done. Now of course we're replacing the ceiling fan, so it doesn't matter that that got hit a little bit. That's looking pretty good in here. Okay, out around, I haven't touched the bathroom to speak of, except to clean it up. Out here we have our coat of texture on the walls in here. I'm just waiting for it to dry enough to do a little knockdown pattern. See if we can get close enough. You can see it, when it comes out kind of lumpy like that. And then you wait 15-20 minutes for it to dry. And you just hit it with a drywall trowel and knock it down. It gives a really nice pattern. It's probably what you see on like your houses that you're used to. So that's your second bedroom. And then let's come out this way. Take a look at a little better look at our kitchen. See, we have all of our walls closed up, ready for our texture. Remember, we had big ceiling holes here, big wall holes here. In fact, we had that window that we filled in there. Have all of our new electric, what do you call it? A bunch of new outlets in. Over here on this side, we have the back side of the bar all done. Of course, our beam all drywalled up. So let's come around to our back room. Pretty much the same thing. Remember, last time we saw this room, it had big gashes in the ceiling up in here from running the electric and figuring out what was going on. Now we've closed all that up. We've smoothed it in as well as we could with our drywall mud. Same thing with this. This whole wall was out, remember? And we had exposed electric down at the bottom and exposed plumbing. So we've closed all that up. Same thing around this side. Some patchwork on the old drywall. We put in that new window, and when you put in a new window, of course, you have to make sure it matches the existing drywall. So that takes a lot of mud and a lot of time to smooth out and make it look nice. Now this wall here, same thing. Closed it all up, closed out that big window that was sitting there, and actually we're ready to texture this room with the exception of just needing to put some paper and plastic over stuff, and we're ready to go. Now come on out here to the backyard and we'll wrap up our little midway tour. Same thing with the front yard. You can see back here we have our first coat on all the eaves. We have our trim pieces around most of this back room area, around the back room door here. And then on the corners. I sprayed our first coat of trim. Again, we should be spraying our second coat of trim this afternoon. and hopefully getting ready to spray the rest of the house in the next day or so. It's really kind of an exciting portion of the project because things start to really pick up and go quickly. When you're roughing in all the electric and all the plumbing and everything, you know, it takes a long time to run the new lines and get everything situated and figured out. But once you close it in, once you get the drywall up, and once you start spraying, then it really picks up. In just a few days, you see quite a bit of progress on the property. So it's going to look really nice when we're all done. Of course, I'll do a final walkthrough video when we have this house all the way wrapped up. Again, this is Tim Kozin with Corinthian Equity. We're up here in Banning, California, doing a walkthrough video of this little 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. Thanks for joining me.